Kickstart your bug hunting career with BugCrowd. BugCrowd is the largest security research community in the world, and it helps companies such as Tesla, Simple, Western Union, Spotify and many more with cybersecurity paying anywhere from a simple thank you to $15,000. Begin your bug hunting career at bugcrowd.com/jacktutorials. Hey guys, welcome back to a new video tutorial. Today we're going to be taking a look at the tool built into Cara Linux 2.0 called Uniscan. Now, Uniscan is a web vulnerability scanner. Some of you may have heard of it, some of you may not have, but that's okay because either way you're going to learn something today. Now, like I said, Uniscan comes built into Kali. I'm using Cara Linux 2016.1. It has both a terminal version and a GUI version, so you can use whichever one you're more comfortable with. And yeah, it's a very powerful tool. It's very simple to use, which makes it so good. You know, it's easy to use and it is also very rewarding. So let's just open up a terminal here, and if you type in Uniscan, you can see that we get the help file. Now, the help file contains all the different parameters you can use, all the options. We are running version 6.3, and you can download Uniscan if you don't have it from sourceforge.net, and it is written in Perl. So we are going to be looking at some of these options today. So I'll just go through quickly what you can do with Uniscan. So you can enable direct checks, you can enable file checks, you can enable robots.txt and sitemap.xml checks, you can enable dynamic checks and static checks and stress tests. You also have the ability to do Bing and Google searches for docs. However, the Google one doesn't seem to be working very well because Google blocks a lot of automated search queries. However, Bing does not. We also have web fingerprint and server fingerprinting. And down here you've got a couple of examples on how you can use Uniscan. So I'm going to be basically doing these today and showing you what you can do. So I'll also show you what the GUI looks like. You just do Uniscan-GUI for that, and you'll get this very simplistic GUI. But if you want to use that, you can do. It's perfectly, it's personal preference. I will use both, just because. Well, I'll use both just for one specific check, just so you guys can see what it looks like. So let's just go ahead and do Uniscan again. So what we need to do is we need to, first of all, whenever you're going to prepare a Uniscan scan, you need to do -u, and then you just want to put in the URL of the website. So let's just do jacktutorials.com. I'm pretty sure there's nothing too bad that's going to come up here. So you can see that we just did a quick scan on it. You get the server, so you can see we're running Cloudflare. You also get the IP address. So now you can add a bunch of parameters to this, and you can actually, you might want to run a direct check and a file check. You can just easily do that. You can see here under usage 2, you can string together parameters into one parameter themselves. So I'm just going to copy this out of pure laziness, but basically this is going to run, it's going to enable Uniscan to go back into the background, so we will just leave that blank for now. So we're just going to be using QWEDS. So we are going to be doing a direct check, a file check, the robots.txt and sitemap.xml check. By the looks of it, we're also going to be doing a dynamic check and a static check. So let's just go ahead and run that. So what we'll do is do Uniscan for Jack Tutorials, and we'll paste in this and just delete the B so you can see what's going on, and hit enter, and you can see that it's going to run through. It also has some built-in plugins such as upload form detection, email detection, PHP info disclosure, and many more like that. So I'm going to leave that running for a little bit just because it might take a while to return some of the information, so I'll be back in just a second. So you can see the report has been saved in this location here. Now, it doesn't actually take that long to complete it all. You can see we've got some stuff here. Most of the stuff has come up as, null, because I guess Jet Tutorials is pretty secure. Don't quote me on that though. If you do find a bug, feel free to report it to me. Something may come your way. Anyway, let's go ahead and look at that report file. So it saves the report files in HTML files. It's a very nice, very professional looking report, so you can use this for, I don't know, real life pen testing if you were to do such a thing. So just go ahead and click on other locations and then go to computer, and then just type in user, and then go to share, and inside of share there should be a folder called Uniscan, and in here there will be a folder called report, and you will have, let's just delete these because we don't need them, and that one, we don't need that one either, and also delete this one. These are all the old ones, and we will, do we need to delete this one? Yeah, we'll leave that one. Yeah, we can do that one as well. Okay, so just open up the jettutorials.com HTML report, and this is what you're going to get. It shows everything in its own section. So you've got scan time, the target, crawling, so that includes your things like emails and stuff like that it finds, dynamic tests, static tests, and scan time. So that gives you a basic understanding of how Uniscan looks at websites. Now, I've mentioned that you can do multiple parameters at once, so that's always good. Like I said, using this at the end of it is multiple parameters, so you can add as many as you want onto there. Alternatively, you can just you get what I mean. You can do that, but it's just easier to tie them all up into one single parameter. So let's just do that same scan again, but we'll use the Uniscan GUI. So I can show you what that looks like. So let's do Uniscan GUI, and we will paste in, well, we'll try and paste in https jettutorials.com, and we can just check what we want to do. So let's just check everything and press start scan. So you can see that you just get a terminal here, and I'm just going to leave that running as well. So that scan was taking a little bit too long than what I wanted it to take, so you get the idea. It will save the same report in this HTML file. It will look exactly the same, apart from it's in GUI mode with a nice little terminal in it. So just imagine this. This is what it is. In a fashion. Anyway, let's move on. So let's talk about the Bing and Google Docs. So let's just do Uniscan again. Now, like I said, the Google one doesn't work because it can detect automated queries. So for example, if I do uniscan-o and then I'll explain what this is in a minute, don't worry about it. In URL index.php id equals, it's going to return 0 websites. And if it doesn't, then I guess surprise for me. See what it returns. Should be 0. If not, then there's a reason for that, and I can explain it as well. So yeah, it would have been an idea if I actually put it in quotes. So you can see that it returns 0 sites, and the reason why is because Google can filter automated search requests. Now, if I change that to Bing, it's going to work fine. So let's just talk about what a doc is. So a doc is a specific search term. So if we just go, actually, why don't we just do this in Kali? Why do I always need to go to my Windows machine? Let's stay in Kali. So I just go to Iceweasel here, and I'll head over to Google. So it does work in Google, but basically this is a search term, so I can put in URL. So that means to look inside of the URL for index.php id equals. And you can see that it's returned a bunch of websites, but these websites aren't returned because of their content, their title or their header text or all like that. It's returned specifically based on their URL. Now, I've done a SQL injection video, and you can see that this link here, these are the kind of things you are looking for if you're going to be doing a post-based or a get-based SQL injection. These are commonly the get-based SQL injection. So I can obviously go on this website, and I can go ahead and, I don't know what I've just come onto here, but I can just do this, and we can see if the website is SQL vulnerable or not, which hopefully it's not. So yeah, you can see that it seems to be okay. So that is what the docs are. Now, you can, these returns pages and pages of results, or you can just use Uniscan, which will generate them for you. So let's just do Uniscan, and we are going to have to use Bing because Google doesn't work. So -I, and we'll just put open speech marks here, paste in that thing that we did before, hit enter, and you can see it's going to do a Bing search for in URL index.php id equals. Now, there is a little bit of a downside to this, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. And you can see that we've returned 477 sites, and that is saved in sites.txt, which is inside that var folder. So let's just go head up one folder to the Uniscan folder, and it's going to be in sites.txt. So you can see we've got 477 sites here. Now, the issue is that it doesn't return it, with the index.php id equals. It doesn't return that. It just returns the actual URL, but that's fine. There's nothing to really worry about. But then, that's kind of ironic, hacking skills. Anyway, then you can actually load this file into Uniscan, and you can vulnerability scan all these different websites. So I can go ahead and do Uniscan-f sites.txt, and then put a bunch of parameters on the end of it. So let's just do a simple directory check on all of these websites. So -q, hit enter, and it's going to work its way through all of them sites that were in sites.txt. So this is going to take a while to do. You can see it's actually found an admin folder on this first website. So yeah, that's going to take a while to do. So we'll just leave that for now. Control C. So you can see that's basically, it will have to work its way through 477 websites starting from the very top. So that was Booksurfer, and then it's going to go to this one, this one, this one, and that will save it in their individual reports inside of the reports folder. So the final thing I want to show you today, ladies and gentlemen, or probably mainly gentlemen, but if you are a lady, then that is awesome. We're going to do, you can basically search IP addresses. This is using the same Google Doc method, but you can search for IP addresses, and they will return a list of websites that are also associated with that IP address. So, for example, I'm going to choose oneonone.co.uk because it's or oneonone.com, because we know that that is a web hosting company. So there is a good chance they will have different IP addresses, different websites associated with that same IP address. So let's just search oneonone. And what we want to do is just get the IP address of this, which is nice and easy because I can just go ahead into Uniscan, do -u, and paste in that, and I can get the IP address. So what we can do then is copy the IP address, and we can do Uniscan-I for blog, not blog, Bing. Is it I? I believe it's I. Let's have a look. -o, no, -I, yes, -I. You can do Uniscan-I, IP, colon, and then paste in the IP address, and that's going to return a number of sites that are associated with that site. Now you can see that Bing's only returned one website. Let's just go ahead and rerun that again, so it actually doesn't append it, it just changes it. You can see that the only website associated with that HTTPS, which is interesting. I did not expect that result. Let's just make sure I've got the string right. Let's go up here. Yeah, it looks like it's right to me, so yeah, that's a bad example. Let's just say that's a bad example. Let's get all the websites associated with a different IP address. So I decided to use the IP address that Jack Tutorials came up on, so let's have a look at what we've got in there. And you can see we've got lots of different websites here, and then obviously we can go ahead and do Uniscan on that. So that is a basic guide on how to use Uniscan. Hopefully you'll have some fun with it. You can do all kinds of stuff in it, and you basically can generate some nice reports, and also it can be used for finding potential vulnerable websites. So remember to report your findings if you do find anything to the respected, respected, that's not the right word, oh it could be. Report your findings to the person, the webmaster basically, so they can fix it. So that is the end of this video tutorial. Please like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed it, if you have not already. Feel free to follow me on Twitter, that is @Jack1337. Also follow me on Twitch, that is @Jack1337 as well. And also like me on Facebook, that is Jack Tutorials. And don't forget to tune in for the next video. I know I said that this video was going to be the Veil Evasion one, but Veil Evasion and Cara Linux are both playing up and they're not working properly, but hopefully the creator will have that fixed soon for me to do that video. But for now, I haven't got really much else to say, so thank you very much for watching like I said before, and I shall see you again in the next one.